Hello and welcome to another episode of Industry Celebrities. My name is Kimberly Scott. Industry Celebrities is a podcast where I interview industry professionals in any industry and ask them questions about their industry or their passion. Plus, my guests will give a little advice to their younger self. If you want to tune into other episodes, you can do so by going to thatkimberly.com/combo to choose which platform you prefer to listen to the podcast on, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, Google, YouTube, and many others. And now that I got that out of the way, I'd like to welcome today's guest. She's a yoga studio owner and a wellness advocate, Maribeth Woodford. Thank you, Maribeth, for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Maribeth, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and what industry you're in.
Okay. My name is Maribeth Woodford. I am a single mom of 2 teens. I am the owner of Sukha, the non-intimidating yoga studio in Ocean County, New Jersey. I'm a wellness advocate for doTERRA, and I am a blogger.
Okay.
So
How did you come up with which I love, the non-intimidating yoga studio? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, it's how I felt about yoga for a really long time. Yoga is fairly new to me. I just started practicing in 2014. I didn't have any interest in it. It was scary. It was scary to me. And
it's scary to me. It's scary to me too.
You know what? It's scary to so many people. And I think a lot of what we see maybe on social media and things like that, we talk ourselves out of it. I talked myself into thinking I'm not strong enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not flexible enough. I can't do what all the other people are doing. And my biggest one, I thought I was too old. Yeah. So when I started yoga, I loved how it made me feel physically and mentally. Uh-huh. And then I just jumped right in and I'm like, I'm going to do a teacher training.
Mm-hmm. So what age did you start at?
45.
Wow. That's how old I am. So yeah, it's never too late for me.
Never too late. So.
And you just said, I'm going to do it. What was your very first lesson like?
I went to teacher training thinking I'm just going to take the training to improve my personal practice with no intentions of teaching. Mm-hmm. And at the time I was working part-time at a local gym and I was working behind the front desk. And the owner just said to me, once you graduate, I want to put you on the schedule. And I was like, no, I can't do this. I'm not ready. He's like, you have no choice. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 a.m. And I was like, okay. So I started teaching, but I started teaching my way. Mm-hmm. My goal was to make everybody feel comfortable because I know how uncomfortable it can be the first time walking into any studio for the first time. So I just played my music. I read Dharma talks, which just about life. Mm-hmm. And the classes grew really, really fast. And then the local recreation program in town, they asked me to run their yoga classes. So I did that and those grew. And now here I am. So I have my own studio.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What do you enjoy the most about this process or yoga in general?
The practice of yoga is life-changing and it's changed me. I'm a better mom. Mm-hmm. I'm a better daughter, sister, friend, business owner. It's life-changing. And I learned a lot about myself, but the one thing that really makes me happy about teaching yoga, especially to people of all ages. I have people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that come here. Mm-hmm. And they really feel great about themselves. They leave happy, relaxed, empowered, strong. All of those things that we talk ourselves out of, right? Mm-hmm. They leave here with confidence. And that really makes me happy. So...
Well, it sounds like something I need to hurry up and stop talking about and just get into then.
Just do it, Kim. Just do it.
What would you say to people like me that say that they're not coordinated enough or they're too old or, all the excuses that you might have also said to yourself before trying yoga?
Well, talk yourself out of all of those things because always remember we are enough. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the biggest thing. You are enough. It's not required to touch your toes, right? It's a practice. And it's not about walking across the room on your hands. It's not, and that's why I tell so many people, like, don't look at all of the contortionism that you see out there. It's not about that. Nobody looks at you when you come in here. You're focused on your mat. Everybody's focused on their own practice. And the great thing about yoga is you take it off of the mat, which means you practice mindfulness and compassion and patience. There's so many aspects of yoga. Just try it, and trust me. And I would like for everyone who wants to go try, and then let me know how it is. And of course, you have to find a place where you're comfortable. And even if you don't want to go to a studio, have a at-home practice at home. There's a lot of great videos online where you can practice at home.
I definitely looked up a couple apps, and it's on my 2019 to-do list for sure, just of all the things I've read. And especially, look at Madonna. She's, I don't know how old, and she's, the biggest yoga people I know in the spotlight, that you automatically always see when turning on the television, and how amazing, she looks for her age, for sure. So
it really is. It's great for you physically, spiritually, mentally. The physical aspects are great. Health, just your heart. It's all around. It's a lifelong practice. And that's what people need to remember, that it is a practice. And you're not going to come in here and go into a headstand the first day. So.
Baby steps. You have to learn.
Crawl, walk, run, right?
I think I can do that. I'm going to try the crawling part for sure. So the one standing question that I like to ask everybody on this podcast is what you would tell your younger self. What advice would you give your younger self?
The list is certainly long. If I had to choose, do what you want to do, what interests you, learn it, practice it, share it, and teach it. And again, don't let anyone talk you out of doing something. Go with your heart and go with your intuition. Because I had a lot of people try to talk me out of doing a lot of things in my life. And, as I got older, I stopped listening, right? Because as we get older, we get wiser. And practice yoga, definitely. If I practiced yoga when I was a teenager, I don't think I would have gotten in as much trouble as I did.
And you would have stayed as physically, mindfully healthy than you probably were.
Yeah. It makes such a difference. Like, 6 years ago, I was not the mom that I am today. I wasn't a bad mom. I just practiced patience, right? I didn't have a lot of patience back then. I was a single mom. I was working really hard in the corporate world, and my kids weren't before care, after care, and I lost my patience a lot. Yeah. Now I'm a lot more patient. So
Well, good for you, and congratulations. My mom was a single mom, and I definitely understand that side, that being the child that really pushed those patience levels.
Yep.
Patience definitely comes over time, I feel, with experience. And your advice to your younger self about, I love the learn, practice, share, and teach, because, knowledge is power. And when you share it with others, you also empower them to take the next step, be a better person, whatever it is that you're sharing with them.
Right. So. And that's what with yoga, with the oils, I'm 47 years old, and, I'm always learning every single day. I'm reading, I'm writing, but I'm not just holding it in. I'm sharing it with, as many people as I can.
Yes. So. And now with the world of social media, and like, I see you have a blog, so that's great. I loved one of under your Chalk Talk that you said, well, there's a couple of them that I learned that I thought was very like, oh yes, I say that, just not always out loud, but, reminding yourselves of, making that checklist and reminding yourself, if you think they're shady, you are probably correct. Like,
yes.
That mine was, if they walk like a duck and talk like a duck, it's probably a duck.
Yep. So true. Yes. So true. Yes. They're all lessons that I learned in 2018 on that blog. And there's a lot more, but there's so much to learn, and never stop learning and growing, no matter how old you are.
Yeah. And finding those people that inspire you, like your number 20, and not bring you down. I learned you had mentioned that a lot of people talked you out of a lot of things. And I learned probably in my 30s that people who were not supportive and uplifting or of whatever the thing that you were doing is probably because they're too scared to do it themselves. So they don't want you to do it because
it's a reflection on them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what it is. And one of my biggest things from last year was, and it's hard to do, is you kind of have to remove people like that out of your life. Because when you're rising, they just want to pull you down.
Yeah. Yep. And surround yourself with the positive people that lift you up. Positivity, for sure. Surrounding yourself with all kinds of and that includes people, because it just keeps you going, especially on the days that are rougher, than others. Being a business owner, it's, as all the positives that come with it, there are some, little trials you get to figure out along the way that make you the better business owner, staying in that productive mindset. So congratulations and good for you for taking that leap, for sure.
Thank you. And you too.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, you're very welcome.
Tell the listeners about how they can get a hold of you and, follow you on.
Yeah, sure. So I am on Instagram, obviously. 2 pages. I have my personal page where you can find my blogs and my personal life. It's at MB Wishes. And then the yoga studio is at Sukha, SUKHA _South. I am on Twitter at MB Wishes and Facebook. I just created a Facebook page, my blogs about life. I blog about everything. And the website is sukhayogaclass.com.
Okay, awesome. Well, I definitely appreciate you sharing with us today. You were my first yoga industry professional.
Yay.
So I'm excited about that. And to all listeners, thank you again. Remember to hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, iTunes, Anchor, wherever you want to listen to the podcast, or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Instagram. Until next week, stay positive and keep growing. Thank you, Maribeth.
Thank you so much for having me, Kim.
Take care.